And the problems are so huge that we all have to think really differently to be able to find solutions. And before I even start my presentation, Dr. Saima, you have one supporter at least in me. So I pledge to help you in your initiative.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Looking forward to work with you.
And we're really not using them for the reason that they were made. Yeah, it is absolutely necessary to use what we have and our strengths. Masjids are our strengths and we should use them. So coming to my topic, because it's a very quick presentation. So I'll just start by saying that this is a topic very close to my heart. I left my corporate job about 5 years ago to prove a model, like Dr. Saima is saying that she wants to do it with Masjid. I believe that we can take education anywhere, anytime. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I came with a case study. These are numbers, and I think people before me have made a better job at numbers. We have a huge population, the literacy rate being 59%, second largest number of out-of-school children in the world, and 47% of women are literate, only literate, and we have a higher rate in the rural areas. So it's a huge problem. And we cannot solve it by one solution. We need to find multiple ways of solving these challenges. And I'm just going to show you something that we feel will work for one set of education challenges. So these are the challenges that we are facing as a developing country. Millions of uneducated, but our connectivity is low. We may be saying we have 4G, but when we try to do Zoom calls, we just saw an example. Dr. Saima lost her connection in the middle of a conference, and she's sitting in a not so rural area. So the quality of teachers is suspect. We know that there, and it is I respect the. I'm myself a teacher, and I teach at college levels, and I respect the profession, but I feel we do not train them enough to be able to give our future generation the future we want. Then there is a challenge of language when we're teaching, especially with digital content. There's a lot of content available in English, in Hindi, but do we really want to expose our children to those languages only, and will they understand them? Then a lot of speakers have already talked about accessibility. This is a huge challenge. And one reason why I feel our schooling system, our government schooling system, or any schooling system is failed is monitoring. There is a very known term we all talk about is ghost schools. And the ghost schools have become ghost schools because we stopped monitoring them the way they should have been monitored. So these are the 6 problems that I started with 5 years ago. And we think if you have a solution which answers these problems, then you can maybe put a dent to the literacy number. The solution should be scalable. It should work offline. It should be gamified, engaging enough to be keeping the get the teacher into the digital content, and make sure that the interactive contents are teaching. They're pre-designed teaching lessons. The language has to be understood by a local population. It has to be self-paced, accessible wherever the need is. Because the previous speakers before me who were talking about education and even health, were talking about the challenge of accessibility for education, especially for girls and women. And monitoring has to be very, very stringent, because we do not have resources to waste. Even if you're putting a teacher in the room, we have to do monitoring. But when you use technology, monitoring becomes a little more possible if we use it correctly. This may seem to be true to this August audience here, but I must say that we have come up with a solution which we've been piloting for the 1.5 years, and which has all these parameters answered. It is an interactive self-learning solution which is contextualized to the local environment. It has a structured curriculum. It is scalable. It is monitored, and it uses affordable technology. This is just a comparison with the other modes that we're using to scale education, and we are feeling challenged. Either we're using a YouTube channel or television, which is a one-way channel And a lot of people over here would understand that one way is not the ideal way of teaching. And some of the foreign apps and all are very expensive to scale here. And sharing tablets and losing that interactivity does not help the cause. This is real from the field that we are actually achieving as we speak today. These are pictures from our learning centers, where we have women and girls of all age groups sitting and doing their learning at their own pace. How is it that possible? So what our agenda or what our dream is to enable our people to read and write, all the people to read and write. And once they read and write, they will be contributing towards economic uplift. So Team Taaleem is an affordable, inclusive, and empowering educational technology platform. It is just not a platform which is made to showcase a technology, but it is something that we can scale with which we can use to go to all parts of the country. And we are hoping to ignite an education revolution and give a chance to those who've never been able to attend school and accelerate their learning journeys through this technology-led learning app. We believe education is a right, not a privilege. And this is the basic problem that we are facing. We feel that it is a privilege, and we don't need to give it to, maybe we think that, but we're not actually doing it. Learning has to go into the learner's hand. It cannot be done one way. Technology is the modern day magic. So we have to use it sensibly to make that magic happen. And we strongly believe that forums like these help us unite on the cause of education and health and all these challenges that are causing us not to get out of this vicious circle of challenges that the country is facing. Right now, our beneficiaries are adult women, out of school children, and school-going children who need rehab, especially after the floods and COVID. And we're trying to give them a second chance for accessing quality education. The journey for us has not been short, so I wish the best to Dr. Saima, and just think of it as something that you need to do, and you need to get out there and get it done, because it took us a few years to get here. And the first few years were ideation, doing the platform design, scaling, doing the app. Then we started testing the solution, and we started piloting in 2020. And right now we have active learners on this platform. And now we are scaling basically around. Now we are trying to add cohorts and learning centers to scale. The platform has 4 pillars, which is one is the curriculum, which is mapped to the national curriculum, but it is a curriculum which is accelerated, which takes a learner from 0 to 2 in 1 year. It is contextualized for the local, for local language, for local content. Like we do not have how do I say it? We don't have candy floss, we have jalebi. So that's how contextualized we made, so that people could relate to it and make sure that what they're learning is what they're seeing in their environment. And that is also a pedagogy theory to be able to relate to the content. Then the platform is very flexible. So we know we have many regional languages in this country. So we have architecture whereby one day, inshallah, today we are in Urdu, but one day we'll have Sindhi, Saraiki, and whatever language we need for instruction. Then we enforce a blended learning environment where the main teaching tool is the app, but we bring the learners into a cohort, as you saw the pictures, and they come in, use the learning kits that we provide, and they learn in an environment, helping each other also. It does not need a teacher in the room, just a supervisor to take care of the hardware and make sure there is discipline. Then it is technology driven, but the technology has been, like I said, technology is magic. We used to use it to create that magic. So we use low-cost tablets and offline solution with very minimal requirement of electricity and internet, so that internet is needed to sync back to the server so that we can do monitoring and make it scalable. Without monitoring, scaling is not possible. So these are the 4 pillars that we've developed the platform on. A very simple learning kit. User end is very simple learning kit where the learner engages with the app. It is like they're like digital kaidas. They move like kaidas, and they're very interactive, gamified. Every worksheet gives them a reward, and they feel very happy, enlightened, and rewarded to keep moving on. It's a headphone, a tab with the app, headphones, stylus to write. So the whole kit has a writing tool also, and it checks, it gives instant feedback to the learner, and the learner knows what they've achieved for the day. And it all comes into a box, where the box is used for safekeeping and used as a desk. 3 by 3 by 12 is the formula that we're using. 3 subjects, English, Urdu, Maths, 3 grade levels, KG 1 and 2 in 12 months. If you put in 3 hours a day for 5 days a week, this is what we're, alhamdulillah, right now achieving. Interactive learning, a lot of people ask, how can people learn on their own? It is voice-driven kaidas, voice-driven worksheets, video lessons, which are very simple, in very simple language, very, very engaging, and worksheets like these, which our kids do in our homes with our assistance. But these kids, unfortunately, do not have mothers, sisters who are educated. So they need someone in a digital form to help them do it. And we do excessive monitoring. This is the impact that we've, alhamdulillah, been able to create. And one thing that I want to highlight is there is about 63% female enrollment as we speak. The operating model is very simple. What we want to do is replicate this model and make sure that every girl and every woman in this country has a better chance at performing. So I'll end here.